Hey, I'm Broken World Entertainment, and in this video, we're going to talk about a degenerate. Yeah, a degenerate who hates Doctor Who fans, or at least original Doctor Who fans, because they've said some crazy crap that we're going to look at. And to be honest, the way he's talking about it and calling the fans out and saying he's sick of the fans and the way it goes and blah blah blah, well, so are we. So we're calling all of this BS out now as well. Done with your pronouns, done with all of it. Screw you, you're a dude, get over it. And it's funny with what he talks about in this. Who are we talking about? Well, we're talking about Jinkx Monsoon, the new villain for Doctor Who. So, the new Doctor Who, which is confirmed to be a full reboot, as it now officially is referred to as Season 1, on Disney Plus, dropped the first 2 new episodes. And Jinkx Monsoon did a big conversation with Variety, which we're going to have a look at some of it. And you're just going to see how much of a degenerate this moron is. So the title for this is Doctor Who star Jinkx Monsoon unpacks Maestro, the series' wackiest, most musical villain yet. So the opening part of this says Doctor Who's Ncuti Gatwa just faced off against the franchise's wackiest, most over-the-top villain yet, and that was before they started singing. Enter RuPaul's Drag Race superstar Jinkx Monsoon as Maestro. So yes, this clown comes courtesy of RuPaul's Drag Race. How did he get a role in Doctor Who? Well, turns out he's good friends with none other than Russell T Davies. So that is no doubt how he got the role. And by the way, the funny thing about this article and the questionnaire and stuff is Variety keeps referring to him as she. Oh, she got the role and she's done this. And no, it's a he. Get over it. It's a he. It's a drag queen. Drag queens are men. They know they're men. They don't say they're women. They're drag queens. They're not trans. So this degenerate, and he really is a degenerate, talks about how he basically is a nutball, that he feels like he's an evil Disney queen. He says he was basically raised from Ursula in The Little Mermaid. That's who raised him. That's what he said. He says he was raised by Ursula. So that just kind of shows you what kind of freak we're actually talking about here. But we get to the part where they ask him how who his inspirations are to play Maestro. And this is what this lunatic said. He said, I didn't have to do any Disney villain research because that's just ingrained in me as a drag queen and queer person. So that was already there. But I will say, being a fair-weathered fan of Doctor Who, I have seen enough episodes to know the aesthetic, acting style, and the level we're playing at. And then he talks about Michelle Gomez as Mistress was also an inspiration. But you're seeing he's saying his inspirations, he was basically raised as a Disney villain, and it's ingrained in him because he's a drag queen and a queer person. So that's him saying queer people are villains. Interesting. And it's just crazy, all the crap that he says. You know what I mean? He talks about being villain all the time, growing up playing a villain all the time and stuff. It's such weird. But here's the big part that we want to look at. His reaction to fans' reactions. Now, the show came out, obviously, and the critics' score on Rotten Tomatoes at the time, when there was only 16 reviews, was 100%. But that since went up by reviews, and it was still at 100%. However, the fans' reaction isn't so forgiving, as that has it down as rotten. But let's look at this. Here's the question from Variety, and wait till you hear this idiot's response. So here's the question. Ncuti Gatwa's new Doctor has unfortunately faced a barrage of racist, homophobic backlash to his casting. Do you have a message for those online trolls? I love how variety is attacking the fan base as well. By the way, I love how they keep saying he's faced this barrage of racist, homophobic backlash and stuff. Prove it. Why have we not seen any of this? But here is this degenerate's answer. He says, I used to try to find diplomatic ways to talk about this, and now, truly how I feel is, who gives a fuck what bigots think? A more optimistic way and idealistic way of looking at this is that popular opinion is not on their side. They are a very loud group, and they're growing louder as they grow smaller. With every way they lash out in this way, the conservative right has decided to take an all-out war against trans people, queer people, and people of colour, and claim that's not what they're doing. But that's clearly what they're doing. Numbers are not shrinking. For every transphobic, racist, bigoted Doctor Who fan that we lose this season, there are going to be 3 to 5 new fans who are coming in for the representation. So to those fans who are not fans, I say, don't let the door hit you on your way out. Wow, aren't you stunning and brave for saying that, you fucking degenerate. So you literally just said, transphobic, racist, bigoted Doctor Who fans. So you're specifically attacking Doctor Who fans, because that's what you said. And then you're saying you're, for every one true Doctor Who fan you lose, you're going to gain 3 to 5 new fans that are coming in for representation. Really? I can't wait to see those numbers. Oh, that's right. They won't show them because it's now streaming, isn't it? You honestly think you're going to gain new fans for this crap? Yeah, because it worked out so well for the likes of Bros on the big screen, didn't it? All the representation came forward to support that movie. Oh wait, no, they didn't. It failed miserably at the box office. And who got blamed? Oh yeah, the people they were told, it's not for you, we don't want you, straight people. And then they tried to blame the straight people. And to say, oh, we can't wait to get rid of you, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Yeah, that will be you fucking clowns. Because when this show bombs, and it's gonna bomb, and you all end up unemployed, who are you gonna blame? You can't blame the fans you told to go away. You just said, we can't wait to get rid of you, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Shooty Gat was out there saying, just don't watch it, go outside and touch grass. So when it fails, you're gonna have to blame your 3 to 5 new fans for every one true fan that you lose. You can't blame us anymore. You can now blame yourselves and your fans that are only there for representation, as you said. You fucking degenerate. And just to show you how bad this moron is in the show, and just exactly what they're pushing in the show, how they're trying to normalize this crap around kids, let's have a look at a little clip, shall we? Have a look at this.
Henry, get away from him.
Them.
What?
Me.
What?
I'm them.
You're who?
You're who? Nice to see you again, kiddo.
You know each other.
That's my daddy.
Okay, drag daddy, explain this one. How are you going by pronouns of they and them? You're a drag queen, but you have no problem with the kids saying you're his daddy, which would mean you're a man. And why did they make sure they put the drag queen with the kid in a show that the first episode was about pro-abortion and all this type of crap? And that literally is. He also says something which was hilarious in the show. It's either him or it was Shooty Gatwa, one of them. I'm not sure which. That there are no mistakes. You are born as you are meant to be. That is them trying to normalize trans and all this stuff. That is a very interesting statement to say. There's no mistakes. You are born what you're meant to be. So if you're born a male, that means you're meant to be a male. Because there's no mistakes, you just said. You're born a female, you're meant to be a female. Because there's no mistakes, you just said. And for everyone that's going to jump into the comments and complain, get over it. Tough. I see it sometimes. Why is it such a big deal to you? Why are you so afraid? Oh, no. You're getting it all wrong. It's not a big deal to us. We're not afraid. You are all the ones that are terrified. These drag queens, all these degenerates online on Twitter and working at Disney and the BBC and stuff. Russell T Davies. No, you're terrified. Because you know you're losing. And how are you losing? You're losing the audience. You have to restart the entire show. You have to try and get rid of all the doctors that came before. You have to reaffirm yourselves as, oh, we're normal. We're so normal that we're going to write it in that we're born this way. That there's no mistakes. What you're born as is what you're meant to be. Even though you're saying if you're born a man but you feel like a woman, you can transition. That would then mean it was a mistake that you were born a man, wouldn't it? It's so delusional. And these clowns just keep going and going and going, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So, with that, I'm leaving it here for this one, because, quite frankly, I'm sick of talking about these degenerates. And with that, cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.